Brief history of Natick. There are 4 noteworthy events that are in the history of Natick. The first event in its earliest history begins with the year 1651, when John Eliot petitioned the General Court that a certain tract of land be bounded out comprising some 2,000 acres as an Indian plantation. By order of the court, a committee was appointed the following year, but not until 1660 were the bounds of this plantation established. Other changes were made from year to year, when in the year 1762, the parish of Natick became the district of Natick. It was changed again in 1781 to a town. The second event occurred shortly after 12:30 a.m. on January 13, 1874. People living in the neighborhood of Main and Summer Streets were startled by the cry of fire. Fire was seen issuing from the basement of the building at the corner of Summer Street. When first seen, it could have been spanned by open arms, but before controlled, it consumed the entire center of our town. The third event occurred in 1892. Previous to 1892, the Boston and Albany Railroad system was operated over 2 rails laid a little to the south of the present lines and on a level with the surface of the town. In that year, the location of the tracks were changed and the roadbed depressed. We were given a 4-rail service in place of a 2-rail line. The fourth event occurred in 1996, when a completely new municipal center was constructed on East Central Street. John Eliot. The mastering of the language of the red man and the translating of the Bible with that language was only one of the many wonderful things accomplished by Eliot. Here we have the Lord's Prayer printed in both languages and set up side by side. Map 1750. This map of Natick in 1750 shows our boundary lines in relation to the surrounding towns. It also shows how Natick was at this time built on 3 sides of Needham. Map 1795. This map of Natick, made by Austin Bacon from a survey made in the year 1795, shows the boundaries and the number of dwellings at that time. It should be noted that the town of Needham extended into Natick as far west as Lake Cochituate. This portion of the town was known as the Needham Leg. Map 1829. On the 1829 map, we find that the inhabitants are increasing, the roads multiplying, and what had been known as the Needham Leg has disappeared from the map. By studying these maps and the names of the early settlers and Indians, we can readily find the origin of the names of many of our streets and buildings. Map of South Natick, 1830.